Yep. Whoa!
Here he comes. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how a day pans out? G'day, I'm Gavin Hurley from Pro Angler, and welcome to our last episode of Series 2 of On The Fly. We've had a great time bringing these shows to you, and tonight we're going to recap some of the real highlights we've been lucky enough to experience throughout the season. We're also going to take you up to the Alpine Trout Farm where we hold a lot of our courses. So if fly fishing is something you want to get into, pay particular attention. We'll have some handy little hints that you can use yourself, or even jump on one of our courses and have some professionals teach you how to do it. So sit back, and I hope you enjoy what we've been able to bring you in Season 2. It's very important with fly casting. There's literally two casts. One is a back cast and one is a forward cast. They're two separate casts, and there's got to be a pause in between. The pause really sets it up for that forward cast, and is probably the most important thing of the whole shooting match. So we're going back, we're pausing, and then forward, pause, and come down with it. So make sure that you're doing it. It's not a constant movement. It's really just back, pause, forward, pause, and then lay your rod down as the line goes lower. And if you get that right, it's going to make all the new processes after that a hell of a lot easier.
Got it. So Phil, finally we've got our first ever first fish on a fly.
Great feeling. We learnt a lot. Yeah, it's great for the kids. Yeah, you know, it's worthwhile doing it.
So if you're just getting into fly fishing, you want to get the most out of it. There's plenty of good books on the market. It's a great one from Rob on fundamentals, even where to go on fly waters for Victoria, Snowy Mountains. There's also throughout New South Wales and Queensland. There's plenty of gear out there to help you. If you're a little bit like me and reading puts you to sleep, there's plenty of really good DVDs out there. I've got a couple of favourites myself, funny enough, but everything from casting just to good watching and other people's experiences is a great way to learn more and more information about this great sport. I think the absolute highlight for me in Series 2 of On The Fly was when we're on the Matara, and I absolutely love the Matara because you've got fish generally from 3 to 5 pound, and I remember just getting that one in the net. I knew it was a reasonable fish, but you sort of expect like one on the larger side at 5 pound, but to actually get it in the net and I could see the size on it, it just literally overwhelmed me, because that in a river like that is an absolute trophy. So as you can probably see by the background, we're in the same position where we were just before the break when we got that 4 1/4 pounder, and in exactly the same spot, another fish has taken up his lie. It's obviously a good feeding spot, so we're going to plonk out the same, what's been working so far, and see if we can't get him to take it. Well, we wouldn't that cast, but we might help him out a bit, throw it a little bit closer. And he does. So that's worked out pretty well. This one. And we're going to go downstream again, but yeah, you've got to be happy with this. That's why you come to New Zealand.
Again, we've just followed him downstream a little. A good solid fish. He could be, well, he seems a little bit bigger than the other one, so it could be a good 4.5 or 5. So we'll see how we go. Again, the colours of these, like a lot browner than the first one we got earlier on, and obviously like a, well, I'd imagine a more resident fish. Oh, no, he's still got a bit of going in this one. So again, with this sort of size, we'll try and go head first. Oh no, that was the wrong move then. The beauty of having a net with an attachment, you can throw it away and still be attached if the fish makes another lunge. So keep that in mind. Oh, and we've got him in there. Again, it was tail first, but I just didn't want him to get in that fast water. And he's a good solid fish. For the Matara, he's an absolute cracker. Absolute cracker. Right, he's an absolute beauty. And that's what it's about. If you ever wondered why go to New Zealand? Why would you bother, you know, coming to the Southland, you know, with you go on one of Pro Anglers trips or whatever? This is why you do it, to you know, to come across this, a fish like this. What do you reckon? I reckon 5.5, quarter to 6. Oh gee. There you go, not even close. He's 7.25 pound. And we haven't even got any rocks in there. I don't know if you need to, or you can trust me. Actually, he's closer to 7.5. That is an absolute thumper. That's amazing. Well, I won't sort of muck around with him too much. We'll get him back in the water, or you know, out of the net and get him back in there. But this is why you come to New Zealand, to come across fish like that in a river like this. This is a dead set trophy in the Matara River, so he's an absolute belter. We'll get him out of the net, give you a closer look and get him back in the water. Well, this is what it's all about, a fish like this in the Matara. Now, in real life, this is absolutely enormous. I can guarantee you he is enormous. I don't know how big your TV screen is, but through these eyes, he's massive. He's massive. Just the depth, it's probably hard to see in the coloration of these. This is a trophy fish out of the Matara. Easily the biggest fish I've got in the Matara, and this is just absolutely magnificent. So we've got to make sure it's good to bring him out and get a photo, do all that sort of stuff, but keep them back in the water, you know, so you can get them back in, they can get that oxygen, and they don't get in strife, because we want this one to live for a long time. You want to catch him and catch him and catch him. You don't want to bang him on the head and show him off and eat him. You know, if you want that, you can order fish and chips from, you know, the pub or something. Catch this fish, put him back, because the enjoyment this bloke's given me is amazing, and I want you to enjoy it as well. So when you get a big fish, don't show it off, put him back in and let somebody else catch him as well. Or let him go. He is enormous. He is enormous. Just the depth on that. That is a magnificent fish. And that's what it's all about. Catching a fish like that is just awesome.